Oh, you're in the middle of the road. Okay, this is my mother. Her name is Beverly Murray, which also happens to be her daddy's name, but you called him Beb. And we are doing the Memorial Day Ruck for Ruck N Run. And I'm going to get her to tell the story of what my papa said he did in Korea, and then I'm going to tell the story of what I know that he did in Korea. They don't quite match up. But here, you go ahead and you tell the story.
Okay. My mom and my dad got married right before, not long before he was shipped out or whatever. And I was born while he was in the Army. He didn't see me until I was almost 2 years old. And when I was a little older, and he would share very few stories about what he did when he was in the Army, because he was stationed in Hawaii for a while. And he talked a lot about, he drove a tank. He talked a lot about shooting pineapples at each other out of the tanks. He had a, tell
about that too, yeah.
Okay, he had a tattoo on his arm, and it was a girl in a cowboy hat and cowboy boots leaned up against the fence, but she had a bikini on. Well, the bikini didn't come until way later after the tattoo. He had it done right before he got to come home, so I guess my mom wouldn't beat the heck out of me. But,
so, nude to begin with, but he put clothes on her before he come home.
To save himself. My mom was a redhead. She had a temper. But he really didn't talk about the Army a lot, and what he saw, what he did. And you definitely don't tell your little girl a lot about what you saw and what you did. I know he got in trouble a few times. He was a drinker sometimes. And he got busted.
Someone in the military drinking? Oh, come on now.
He got busted in rank a few times. But a lot of that I didn't hear until I was an adult. That's basically all I know about it. I know he was wanted to take my mom with him, and her mother-in-law, his mom, wouldn't hear of it.
Take her to Hawaii.
I could have been born in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
But it just didn't work out that way.
Okay.
But anyway, that's basically all I know about his Army career. That, and I've got a few things, like his dog tags and his patches. And
right here, these are his dog tags that I'm wearing. She let me wear today. And this is one of the showcasings from his funeral when they did the 21-gun salute. But
I think my dad was a good man. I really do, and I think that I'm proud of him for serving in the Army. You know, he was after I heard things later, I guess he was a lot braver than I ever thought he was.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to share about my dad. The Army, anyway.
Well, I did some research, because, I mean, all I knew is what she knew, because that's all she knew. And she gave me some of his patches and stuff like that. And so I did some research, and my papa was in the 89th Medium Tank Battalion, and in 1951 they were attached to the 25th Infantry Division, and they served in no less than 10 campaigns and all the way up to the armistice. They received the Presidential Unit Citation, and they also received the Naval Accommodation Citation. So they pretty much fought from the beginning of the war until the end of it. And I guess my papa didn't want to excite, inflame, or worry anyone. I never got to meet my grandmother, but from what I'm told, she was a sweetheart, but had a bit of a temper. So he did in fact leave from Hawaii, and returned to Hawaii, and very well may have been driving around pineapple fields in Hawaii. But in reality, he also spent most of the time that he was in Korea, fighting the North Koreans and the Chinese. He was the driver of an M4 Sherman refurbished tank from World War II. A lot of the, I think they were M24s, is what they originally started with, and they were too lightweight to stop the North Korean tanks. They could make a dent in the armor. So they used the M4 Shermans because they were more versatile and packed a bigger punch. So if you've seen the movie Fury, you know what the inside of an M4 Sherman looks like and felt like during combat, I would imagine. So that's what my grandfather did during his stay in the United States Army, and get busted down the rank for
Drinking and fighting.
drinking and fighting. Yes, he ended up as Specialist 4th class, which, you know, now they've changed it all, but it's a Specialist 4th class. And like I said, his name's Beverly, but if you wanted to get knocked down, I'd say a good way to do it would have been to call him Beverly. You called him Beb.
Because he thought it was a woman's name.
Yeah.
But it is a man's name.
It is both a man and a woman's name. And my name's Beb. I guess you know yours.
Yeah.
He would introduce himself.
Yep.
He came back from the war, and he was a carpenter, and he built houses all over this county. I mean, there's houses that range from just little old modest houses to big old McMansion sized houses. So
The last one he built, I think, was right at $300,000.
$300,000.
From FHA to that kind of home.
Yep. And he passed away in 1984, so $300,000 in 1984, you can adjust for inflation. So he built them all, from saltine box cracker houses all the way up to mansions. And I am proud of him too, both for serving and because he had sense enough to marry my grandmother, and they had sense enough to have my mother, who had sense enough to have me, and now the world is more enriched for it because you got me and you got her. So we're doing, this is the like I said, this is the Memorial Ruck from Ruck N Run. They did it in Springfield, Illinois, and they did it in Washington, D.C. Or you could do it anywhere you wanted to, where you lived, if you could make it to those two places. So we're doing it here, down our road in sunny, scenic East Kentucky.
And I'm not just doing it for my dad. There's a lot of family members, too, that were in the Army. And just all the boys in general. Because I appreciate each and every one of them. I didn't know them personally, you know, like I did my dad. But I appreciate each and every one of them. So, this little tiny bit ain't nothing, I know, but it's something I can do to at least let y'all know.
And pretty much almost all of my friends are, well, they're all now mostly former, but I've got quite a few of the boys that are still active military, and I do the ruck each year on Veterans Day for them. And this one, you know, doing it for my papa, but like I said, not just for him. Memorial Day, a lot of people seem to think that Memorial Day is, you know, you walk up and you thank veterans, and that's fine, but Memorial Day isn't really about the veterans that came home. Memorial Day is about the ones that fell. And the ones that didn't come home are the ones that are no longer with us. So there's some of them that I knew personally. It's just what happens when your country's at war for the better part of 18 years. So, but we're doing, like she said, just this little bit. It's a 5-mile ruck, and it's just a little token to say thank you. Thank every one of you for your service, and we remember all of those of you that are gone. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right.
I just want to smell the honeysuckle.
Yeah, we got honeysuckle and we got
Daisies.
daisies everywhere.
I'm gonna pick up some daisies on the way back.
my mother's gonna steal some daisies on the way back from God knows who. Yeah, they're everywhere. We've got, well, this is Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, but
and it's springtime.
There's an overabundance of them this year, though. I mean, there's more.
There's a lot of them, and
Yeah.
daisies, by the way, are her favorite. She waited. How old were you when you got your tattoo?
38, wasn't it?
I don't know. She waited till she was in her late 30s, almost 40, before she got a tattoo. She has one tattoo, and it's a daisy.
With a teardrop paint.
With a teardrop paint on it. I got all kinds of tattoos, because I'm cool like that. But I'm 46, and I'm allowed. I don't even have to get permission.
I didn't either. I just let Nikki sit there with her mouth hanging open. I couldn't believe it done it.
Nothing surprises me about you, Mother. So anyway, that's me and my mother doing the Memorial Ruck.
Are you still taping?
Still taping. You were talking, so I was letting you talk. You want to rattle? I'll tape you while you rattle. I've got a whole other thing of batteries over here. This thing over here is crammed full of batteries. I've got hours and hours of tape. I do want to show you the. Have you really stopped and looked at the goat up here?
Oh, the little fuzzy goat?
Yeah.
He's so cute. I haven't stopped and looked at him, but he's cute as a button.
I don't know if I'd use the word cute because he's a scary looking demon thing from beyond the bowels of hell, but
I think he's cute. But I haven't seen him. I mean, I've just seen him from videos.
Square-eyed devil dog.
They do have.
Don't take that wrong, Marines. I wasn't talking about you. All right, so Memorial Ruck 2019. We remember everyone that has served and fallen, and everyone that has served and is no longer with us. Thank each and every one of you.